California Governor Gavin Newsom brought the House down after a massive victory on Prop 50. Remember when all those pundits were saying that Prop 50 was never going to pass and no was going to wipe away the yeses for this mid-decade redistricting to respond with moral and formal authority to Trump trying to rig the midterms? And remember how California Governor Gavin Newsom stood up to Donald Trump, powerfully called him out, and rallied the people of California and frankly the entire country. Well, it was a big, massive Prop 50 victory, and Governor Newsom gave this incredible victory speech with a lot of messages directed directly at Donald Trump and MAGA. Then he gave an interview with Aaron Parnas, also from the MeidasTouch network, and talked about how Trump isn't even anymore weakness masquerading as strength. It's weakness as weakness and fraud and this grotesque thing, a massive repudiation of Donald Trump on Prop 50 and in the blue tidal wave that went across the country last night. And we're feeling it this morning, aren't we? So here's California Governor Gavin Newsom saying, don't poke the bear. Here, play this clip.
And tonight, after poking the bear, this bear roared with an unprecedented turnout in a special election with an extraordinary result. None of us, however, are naive. This is a pattern. This is a practice. Donald Trump's efforts to rig the midterm election continue to this day.
Then Governor Newsom talks about how Donald Trump was whining and trying to say the election was rigged all morning. Here, let's play this clip.
He said this election was rigged, and he's moving to look for criminal prosecution and investigations at the Department of Justice. He is not screwing around. So tonight, I'm proud, but I'm very mindful and sober of the moment we are living in. Donald Trump does not believe in fair and free elections, period and full stop. This is not complicated, and it's self-evident to anyone paying attention.
Governor Newsom then points out how Donald Trump sent his ICE Gestapo to Dodger Stadium after the World Series victory to try to attack and threaten LA right after a World Series victory. How pathetic can you be? Watch Governor Newsom call Donald Trump out powerfully. Here, play this clip.
Just today in Los Angeles, Donald Trump called up the Border Patrol, sent them to Dodger Stadium, and threw a fastball at free speech, right at the head, free expression, to suppress the vote in America's second largest city. Just did that today. People in tactical gears sent out to intimidate a community that is already on edge. But you see, as we speak, people are still in line. People waiting up 3 hours to cast their vote, to send a message to Donald Trump. No crowns, no thrones, no kings. That's what this victory represents. It's a victory for the people of the state of California and the United States of America.
More from Governor Newsom here, talking about we're proud of the work that the people in California did. Here, play this clip.
We're proud of the work that the people of the state of California did tonight to send a powerful message to an historic president. Donald Trump is an historic president. He is the most historically unpopular president in modern history. In every critical category, Donald Trump is underwater. He promised to make us healthier. He promised to make us wealthier. We're sicker and poorer. And he fundamentally understands that. Why else would he call Greg Abbott saying he's entitled to 5 seats? Why else is he trying to rig the midterm elections before one single vote is even cast? He understands his position at this moment in the United States of America. One thing he never counted on, though, was the state of California.
My old wallet used to be a giant crusty leather brick that was falling apart, and my back even began to hurt because I was sitting uneven. This is why I switched over to Ridge, and you should too. Ridge is unique, slim, modern design that holds up to 12 cards plus cash. It's made with premium materials like aluminum, titanium, and carbon fiber. Ridge comes in over 50 colors and styles that you can choose from. All Ridge products have a lifetime warranty. This is literally the last wallet that you'll ever have to buy. Also, it gives me peace of mind knowing that all Ridge wallets have RFID blocking technology. This is keeping you safe from digital pickpocketers. Ridge also has over 100,000 5-star reviews. No matter what you pick, Ridge has free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all their products. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off at Ridge by using code Meidas at checkout. Just head to ridge.com and use code Meidas and you're all set. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and let them know that MeidasTouch sent you.
Now, this was from Governor Newsom's interview with Aaron Parnas from the MeidasTouch network. Of course, he has his own independent network as well. But this is the Parnas perspective, which he does with the MeidasTouch network. Watch this moment where Governor Newsom lays out the case against Trump with moral clarity, with moral authority, with formal authority. Here, play this clip.
Well, I got to ask you, before we talk about kind of what this means nationally and the kind of next steps for the party, I want to ask you about a report that I kind of put out over the past day or so, and that's the Trump administration was considering sending a deputy AG out to California to monitor elections. They were sending federal monitors. People messaged me. They said that they were worried, just generally hearing that the DOJ was sending folks out to California. Do you have any response? Are things going kind of smoothly right now?
Yeah, look, we're flooding the zone. For every one person they put out there, we're going to have 10 people monitoring the monitors. We're not screwing around, nor is Donald Trump screwing around. And you may have seen what he just sent out this morning, just a few hours ago. Donald Trump sent out a Truth Social saying he's looking at criminal investigation because he already is alleging this election is rigged. Again, he knows he's going to lose. This is the Election Rigging Response Act because he also knows he's going to lose the 2026 midterms. And this is why I keep saying, everybody, eyes wide open. This is not just about the maps here in California. He's mapping out a way of guaranteeing his victory in the midterms in 2026 and beyond. As you say, sending out election monitors that are not needed, that have no basis, has no business being out here in a statewide election for a statewide constitutional amendment. He has masked men like Greg Bovino that showed up at the campaign kickoff of Proposition 50 to intimidate folks. That is a preview of things to come at polling places all across the United States. If you thought we were overstating things in June around the federalization of the National Guard, where we said in June, this is a preview of things to come across the United States. We've seen it in DC, in Portland, in Chicago, and you're going to see it now as he starts to put Trump personnel in military bases all across the United States. And he's organized that very openly come this January to have quick deployment. This is all around 2026. Alleging that Prop 50 is already rigged because there's mail-in ballots and suggesting criminal activities occurring is chilling. But trust me, to your question, forgive the long-winded response, we're not screwing around. We've set aside millions of dollars for our legal defense. We're there today, making sure we're monitoring the monitors. So there's nothing happening that is not going to be recorded. And I think that has to be our posture as Democrats with that kind of vigilance going through 2026.
Now, Governor Newsom's message was clear. He did not mince words. Here's what he posted last night. Tonight, California made it clear. We're taking back our voice and democracy. Here's to proof that when we act together, we win. Governor Newsom also wrote, what happened here in California tonight is a victory for the people of this country. Donald Trump's attempt to rig the midterm elections are backfiring. His attempts to silence you are backfiring. His entire presidency is backfiring. Governor Newsom posted this image. Wah, wah, wah. It's Donald Trump as a little freaking baby with his pacifier. Frankly, my baby is way more mature than Donald Trump behaves. I don't want to make that comparison. I apologize for even thinking in terms of babies, because Trump's some grotesque creature thing. Governor Newsom writes, live look at Trump this morning, whining about California. Then when Donald Trump this morning posted, the unconstitutional redistrict vote in California is a giant scam in that the entire process, in particular the voting itself, is rigged, all mail-in ballots, where the Republicans in the state are shut out, is under very serious legal and criminal review. Stay tuned, Governor Newsom said by a man who just moments ago told Americans he'd ignore a court order to feed people, a totally unserious person spreading false information in a desperate attempt to cope with his failures. Governor Newsom also wrote, it's no coincidence that Trump and Miller sent their masked men in Los Angeles on Election Day. Trump and Miller are creating chaos in our communities, so people who have the right to vote stay home. It's a disgusting display of authoritarianism by a disgusting, vile piece of trash human being in Donald Trump. I added the last part there. Here's what Governor Newsom said as well. Just want to remind you when he began his victory speech for Prop 50. Let's play it.
Let me underscore, it's been a good evening for everybody, not just the Democratic Party, but what a night for the Democratic Party. A party that is in its ascendancy, a party that's on its toes, no longer on its heels, from coast to coast, sea to shining sea. But it was not just a victory tonight for the Democratic Party, it was a victory for the United States of America, for the people of this country and the principles that our founding fathers lived and died for. And so we're proud. We're proud here in California to be part of this narrative this evening. We're proud of the work that the people of the state of California did tonight to send a powerful message to an historic president. Donald Trump is an historic president. He is the most historically unpopular president in modern history.
And of course, my video would not be complete if I didn't show you the moment where state regime media known as Fox projected that Prop 50 will pass. Here was that moment. Let's play it.
This is a special election night edition of America's Late News, Fox News at Night. And breaking right now, the polls are closed in California, and Fox News is now projecting that Proposition 50 will pass. The congressional redistricting plan from Governor Gavin Newsom that is expected to flip 5 seats held by Republicans.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers and have a good one.
New Meidas merch. Head to store.meidastouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.meidastouch.com.